Ready?
Yep.
It's that time. Newmans Talk, number 12.
Boom.
All right. Into the camera. Kick ass show. In three, two, one. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Newman's Talk. My name is Jim Newman, your host, and with me, as always, my best bud, number one compadre.
Teddy Newman.
What's up, buddy?
Yes.
We're back. We're back in KC, huh?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. We're back in our basement. We're back at our home studio with all of our normal equipment, and we are ready for this week's episode. Man, what a crazy week we had. On Tuesday, which was July 4th last week, we loaded up the car out of Fort Collins, and we got on the road to come back home.
But first,
the goal was to make it home in time for what? Fireworks.
yes, but first, we had to go to Wyoming to get big fireworks.
So Dad made a slight diversion. Instead of going east, we went north. North up into Cheyenne, and
Canada.
we stopped up. No, not Canada. We stopped up and got some wholesale fireworks. 65% off the day.
Yep.
What I tell you, if we lived closer, I'd get 65% fireworks every single year.
We spent a lot of money.
We did. It doesn't matter. You don't need to tell them that.
But sadly, we were $100 under budget, so we couldn't have gotten more.
We could have gotten more. You're right, buddy. We could have gotten more. But the ones that we got,
Big.
none of us were smart enough to actually videotape or record or even take a photo of the fireworks that we had.
They were nukes.
They were. It was on the box. What sold me on the box was that it was a picture of a B-2 stealth bomber. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to be huge. This is going to be fantastic. So we bought them, and it was 4 mortar shells, 1.5 thick mortar shells, which I had those growing up as a kid, and they were never that powerful. When Dad would go on summer vacation up to South Carolina, we would buy fireworks on the way home from South Carolina, and Papa and Mama would let me go shoot them off in the front of the house for 4th of July. It was fantastic. We stopped and got Teddy and Charlie and myself some fireworks, and there was like a 24-pack is what it came in. So there were 6 shots per shell, and those shots, let me tell you what, I was far too close to the crowd of people watching. They were far too close to my house. And the
Your
neighbors'
truck
houses.
almost got hit.
And it was loud. How loud was it, son?
Loud.
Yeah. The initial boom, the initial when it exploded to go up into the air.
Fun fact, we could have gotten arrested.
Shh. We don't talk about the legality issues of these things, bub. All right. So, and they go and they explode, and everyone, woo, yay. And then for the grand finale, we had, wait, hold on. Your sister got the ice cream cone.
She picked ice cream as a firework.
Which was a fantastic beginning. It was a fountain that had, I don't know, about a minute's worth of fireworks in it.
1 whole minute, 2 minutes.
That's
actually.
a lot. No, it was a 1 minute.
It was 2.
It was 2.
Yeah.
It was at least 1 minute of continuous flames, fire, sparkles, and crackles. It was
crackle, spark.
And then we had those the small little round ones. We had these little round ones, right?
Those were risky.
$5, the best $5 I've ever spent. They were $5 each. I think it had 96 shots, and they're just little beep 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 beep. It was way cool. But again, no photographic video evidence whatsoever of any of this. So did it even really happen, son? Did we even buy fireworks? Did it even really happen?
The police cannot arrest us because they have no evidence.
No evidence. But what I tell you, what there was evidence of is the cleanup the day after. Your dad went out and cleaned up the cul-de-sac. Tons of cardboard paper and debris everywhere.
You made Boone clean up his own driveway.
My neighbor did beat me to it. He's an older gentleman who gets up fairly early in the morning, and I had things to do that day. But we got it cleaned up. I got the cul-de-sac cleared, and it all looks good. So that was just our Tuesday of this last week. Your sister had all sorts of volleyball. She is actually at tryouts right now. We had day 1 of tryouts yesterday. Taylor Swift was in town.
She cried.
And I hope whoever's listening to this, which is not many people right now, but I hope this little segment goes viral. The fact that After Sales Market were charging $1,000 behind the stage after the concert started. I hope each and every one of you who bought those and tried to sell those seats had to eat whatever money that you had bought those for. Shame on you. Shame on everyone who is trying to make a dime. I looked at getting 2 seats to this Taylor Swift concert, and it was going to be almost $5,000 after taxes and fees. So poo on StubHub and SeatGeek and Game Time app for allowing yourselves to charge that much money, almost as much as the ticket price itself. Ticket prices got down to just about $1,000 on the first night, Friday night, and even with fees and taxes and everything, it was going to be well over $3,000. Dad makes good money, but Dad couldn't afford that.
Ha.
Okay?
But one thing we did do that night.
Teddy. So, Teddy's been getting, as we all know, Teddy's way big into sports cards and trading, right? Mm-hmm. And he has been showing me day after day after day, especially on the weekend, that these specific YouTubers do breaks. And if you don't know what a sports card break is, it's where they have multiple boxes, packages of different types of cards, whether it be for baseball, basketball, football, or a combination of all the sports. WWE wrestling, UFC fighting as well, and sports NASCAR driver cards as well. They have everything. And Teddy got me not hooked. Teddy got me to purchase our first break, right? Look at that smile, little smart aleck. So we did our first break. It was with Hitman Rips, who lives out in California. And Teddy's like, hey, what time are we going to do the rip? The guy's like, oh, it's probably going to be like 1:30 California time.
And he already bought it by then.
Which is 3:30 Kansas time. I wasn't staying up. This cat ain't staying up. So we were both sound asleep. But we did wake up the next morning. We woke up the next morning, and Teddy and I pulled up the live broadcast, the recording of it. And we were very, very surprised to see the outcome. First, our name gets in. Jim knew, right? Jim in is what the name was. And then what 2 teams were we randomly selected to choose?
We got the Cardinals and Colts.
Cardinals and Colts. Now, the reason we got to pick 2 is because there were still some available slots left that people didn't purchase for. So Teddy and I got to reap the benefits in a total random draw on our first break. So we get 2 teams. We doubled our chances right off the bat. Okay, so then the guy starts doing the break. Hitman starts doing the break, and what happens, son?
We pull a numbered card.
Numbered card. Who?
Jonathan Taylor,
running back at Indianapolis Colts. Yes. Now, hopefully, he didn't have the greatest of seasons last year. The team itself really wasn't that good, right? The value can only go up for that card. So hopefully this season, he has a better chances. And we're going to talk about some fantasy football here a little bit later. But right now, that was the first card that we got in the break. And then we went on this hard drought. All the other boxes, there was nothing. Guys were getting Kenny Pickett's, right? They were getting Malik Willis's, right? And then it comes to the final 2 boxes. And the final 2 boxes were the Panini 1. And if you know anything about sports card trading, the Panini 1 boxes are one of the most expensive single card boxes that you can purchase. What's the retail price on typically $500?
$400.
$400 for one box for one
for
card.
one singular card, but it's guaranteed to be an auto.
Guaranteed to be an auto, guaranteed to be a good card. On card auto. So he goes and he opens the box, the second box. This is the very last pick. And Teddy, what does he pull?
A Arizona Cardinals autograph card.
Who was it?
Trey McBride.
Not only was it an auto, not buying. It was a 3-color patch. 3-color patch. Panini 1 auto. That is coming
out of 99.
Out of 99.
And then the best part of the break.
So the best part of the break is
at
the end of all this.
Let me explain.
Okay, go ahead.
My thing.
It's your.
At the end of the break, so he puts all the people who bought a break into like this duck race, and everyone has their own duck.
It's called a boba race, I believe. You're bouncing on a boba ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
They also have duck. So we saw our name in there, and whoever wins gets like money, basically.
Yeah. No, they get a chance to spin the wheel.
Well, yes, they get a chance.
And on the wheel, there's a chance to win money.
Well, I'm pretty sure all of them have a chance to win money unless you play Find Taylor Swift.
I'll do that.
So he starts the race. It's a 30-second race, and we're in dead last.
I mean, the race starts, and Jim New falls
bouncing
off the
on a ball. Dead last.
Jim New does this. He falls completely off the screen. Gone. Can't even see my name anymore. My name is off the screen, and it's a 30-second race.
And then with about 10 seconds left,
you see,
he gets a little bit faster, and then he gets turbo boost. And he goes super fast, and we won.
We won the race.
Sadly, it was at 2 a.m. in the morning. Mode. Sadly, it was at 2 a.m. in the morning, so we weren't there.
Fast asleep.
So he said next time we're in the break, we get to spin on the wheel.
That's right. So Hitman, I'm going to tag you in this, and we're going to come and we're going to get that free spin next time. Yeah. Either Tuesday or Friday this week, where it is spooky. This is Spooky, by the way,
Spooky.
who commented on your live stream from Friday night. So shout out to Hitman, Rips on YouTube, and all of these guys who are doing these sports cars breaks. It's a great what a great business model. Honestly, I think is what it comes down to for me. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to participate and watch with my son the next morning. So beginner's luck, faux show.
Also, guys, comment which sports card show you want us to go to next. Maybe Burbank, Dallas.
Unable.
Let's go to Dallas at least. Come on.
Allen, Texas. You want to go to Allen, Texas?
Yes.
Okay. So
I wanna
here we go.
So bad. It's this week too.
Who wants to make this boy's dream come true? Right now, you can donate to Teddy's Fund at teddyaintgotnomoney.com. Okay?
Yes.
Teddy's Fund at teddyaintgotnomoney.com. And you can donate to his fund to go to Allen, Texas. That's not a real website. Okay, anyway, son, we got to keep moving on because we are getting behind schedule because we got it. So your sister's at her volleyball tryouts. We raced home from Colorado, getting fireworks along the way. Had a great time with our neighbors in the cul-de-sac. There was about, 20, 25 people here, right?
20.
Yeah, at least 20 people. Miss Barb, even our oldest neighbor across the street, she sat and
That's a
watched
little
and said,
mean.
what?
You said oldest.
She is. She's the matriarch of this cul-de-sac. She's a grandma. She's entitled.
Oh, now that's a
She's
real
earned it.
Oh, dang.
She's my favorite.
Dang.
Okay. She watched from her dining room and she loved it. She was a little bit tired on the 4th. Had a long day. Loved it. Our weather here has been fantastic the last couple of days, but just like the rest of the United States, this week it's going to get HOTT hot. And Teddy's got a 3-on-3 tournament coming up this week. So for the summertime, it's the World Cup, I believe.
World Cup.
The World Cup 3-on-3 tournament over here in Blue Valley. Teddy's going to be playing on one of the teams. Inter-OP is his team name, and he's got himself and 3 other teammates on a 3-on-3 competition. I am excited to see how this plays out. I got to see one of the games. I got to see one of the games yesterday. It's on a much smaller field, played with much smaller nets. Anyway, you've got games this week. It's going to be hot, but you got to drink water. I'll get Mom to buy some Gatorades, okay? But you need to drink lots of water.
Be blue.
Okay, I don't know what color she's going to get. She's going to get whatever the store has because she's going to buy a multi-pack for your father. Okay? So anyway, Ted's got this big 3-on-3 World Cup tournament. I hope it goes well. I got to see the boys practice
We're
yesterday.
Germany.
And no, you're Inter-OP.
No, we're Germany.
You're Inter-OP.
What's Inter-OP?
That's the name of your team.
Germany.
Oh my goodness. Anyway.
It's a World Cup. We're Germany.
Inter-OP. INTEROP.
Germany.
It's got this kid on the team, 2 brothers, Nolan and Holden, and then the 4th player is Roxith, right? Did I say it right?
Yep.
Yeah. And he's actually pretty talented, I think.
Yep.
A little bit younger than Teddy, 1 year younger than Teddy, but he's very talented. All right, everyone, here we go. It's time for Teddy's favorite segment of the week.
The hat trick of the week.
All right. All right, hat trick of the week, Ted. Well, let's see. The first thing we have coming up on our hat trick of the week, the debut of the one and only Victor Wembanyama. All right? He has his debut game in the NBA Summer League. Right? And what happens?
He drops only 9 points and he's a first-round draft pick. He gets posterized and only has 5 blocks. Like, I expect 10. He's 7'5", and he's playing against garbage rookies and only has 9 points. He missed a wide-open dunk. He missed all his jumpers. He was like 2 for 13.
Now, hold on, son. I know that you had the highest of expectations. In fact, no other rookie coming into the NBA has had as high of an expectation since LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Okay, they really were expecting Victor to come in and just be a dominant. It was his first game in the NBA, son. This is his first time.
It's the Summer League.
It's the Summer League. You're not playing against the veterans of the NBA. I get it.
Them France people, I bet you suck, and that's why he's good.
No. The basketball players in the French league are not all at the same caliber as the NBA players. But I will say this. The people who are playing in the NBA Summer League are of a higher quality caliber than those who play in the French league. Otherwise, they'd be playing in the NBA, right? They'd all be playing in the NBA if they were better than, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so NBA, Victor comes out, doesn't have the best performance. I have higher hopes because of who his coach is going to be.
Pop's
Pop's going to come in. He's going to teach him the game plan. He's going to elevate his game. When you've coached the likes of David Robinson and Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili,
Tony Parker. Kawhi Leonard.
He knows how to build champions.
He drafted Kawhi.
He's going to do fantastic. As I think Wembanyama is going to come into the season and have a breakout, awesome rookie season. That was his first game in the summer league.
Ever.
He's going to gain weight. I guarantee he's going to gain weight.
Bro, he's like the Slim Jim.
At 7'5", you're going to be a Slim Jim.
Bro.
If you were 7'5", 350 pounds, it would be a different story, right?
He's a Slim Jim.
But he's 7'5", 209.
Oh my God, he must be like a stick.
That's skinny, man. That's skinny.
Stick with
7'5",
two-
200.
two-
That's
two
super skinny.
branches.
Okay, but I honestly think Victor's going to come in and do well. Now, the second part of our topic one of hat trick of the week is
The second and fourth round pick both got injured. Scoot Henderson and Amen Thompson.
Now, Scoot did score 15 points in his debut.
And he got injured.
So Scott Henderson comes out in his NBA Summer League debut, gets injured, right? And then Amen or Amen?
Amen. I think it's Amen.
You think it's Amen? You say Amen, I say Amen. Let's call the whole thing off. I think it is Amen Thompson. He got injured as well in his debut. And both outlooks for both of those guys don't look good. I think it might.
They need to gain muscle, so I don't get.
Well, there's a lot of strength and conditioning that needs to happen for both those players, right?
I think Brandon Miller possibly could be the best, not draft pick, but like in the summer league, if Victor plays like this.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about Amen being out for the rest of the summer league for sure.
Oh
right?
Dang!
And they were both hurt in their NBA debuts. I don't know. Is Scoot going to be out for his entire?
I actually want Scoot not to be injured, so there's a chance that we can get Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and that's going to affect the Heat's trade prospect, I think, for sure. I think you might be right on that, son. That I still think Damian, because he asked for the trade out, I think they're going to give it to him. I think the Heat,
I want him
the Heat
so
just have
bad.
to play a little game of moving money.
We've gotten rid of
managing money
so much
to find the right deal.
players.
I don't think he's. I think Dame Dollar only wants to come to one place, and that's ultimately Miami. I know he said Brooklyn in the deal possibility.
Who wants to go to Brooklyn?
Not me. Not me.
Out in
All right, continuing on, son.
New
Continuing on with the
York.
NBA topic here. Let's talk about what's happening. And it was announced just earlier this week that the NBA is doing the first time. It's the tournament. It's the in-season tournament. In-season tournament.
And we have to play the Milwaukee Bucks.
Well, so let's give our listeners, if they don't know about it, so the in-season tournament occurs during regular season games. Now the NBA is going to schedule starting in the month of November regular season matchups, but the teams earlier this weekend were separated into Eastern Conference,
Brackets.
Western Conference, and then 3 brackets within those. All right, A, B, and C.
Like football, basically.
Basically like football, right? But they're different brackets from how they're normally scheduled for the normal NBA regular season. So there's 30 teams total that are participating, right? 15 from each conference.
Oh, no.
And then
Oh no,
what happened?
our lighting.
Oh, our lighting. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we
I
before
forgot.
you so rudely interrupted me?
I'm sorry.
NBA and tournament. So the teams are divided into three groups within each conference, A, B, and C. And then each team is going to play 2 games, 2 home, 2 away.
2 away.
And the teams with the best record from each group advance to the semifinals.
And
there'll be one wild card from each conference.
If once you make it to the semifinals, if you lose, each player gets $50,000, and if you win the semifinals, I think each player gets $100K. No, if you win, you go to the championship, and then if you lose, you get $100K. But the winners, no, wait, if you lose, you get $200K, and the winners get $500K each.
Player.
Yeah,
Each player.
$500K.
That's a lot of money.
Money, 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 money.
So there's incentive. There's a cash incentive for the players to do well during the tournament, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I think it could be kind of cool, a little different. I've been watching the NBA for 40 years, and this is the first time we've ever done it. Adam Silver made the announcement, and the semifinals and final game are both going to be played in Vegas, which is a tourist mecca capital, and there's a lot of tourism and big events that happen out there, and they've got the space to hold it. So I look forward to it. I think it'll be something cool. Unfortunately, East Coast teams are going to have to travel to the West Coast. The fans won't be able to. It'll be a little bit more difficult to get out there.
Wait a minute.
No,
We're close.
no, we're not.
Yes, we are.
We're closer. We're closer than the fans of New York City. Yes,
Gosh.
I will give you that. And yes, you can catch direct flights
You
from
don't wanna
Kansas
go
City
nowhere.
to Las Vegas, but we ain't going nowhere. Again, you can send it to
Ain't
Teddy's Venmo, which is Teddy ain't got no money at
No, just send it.
Teddy'sBroke.com.
What's your Venmo?
Huh?
What's your Venmo?
Teddy's broke at
No,
Teddy'sBroke.com.
I think it's Jim Newman.
No, it's not.
What is it?
I don't have Venmo.
Yes,
All right.
you-
Anyway, son. So the NBA in tournament, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be something fun. Hopefully the players aren't sitting out to rest during those games. I think it would be super interesting, though, son, if all the teams in both conferences in all three groups all ended 2-2. I think that would be that's the players should ultimately try that to everyone win 2, lose 2.
Wait, what would happen?
I'm sure there's some tiebreaker
Everyone
rules
gets
that I haven't read
$5K
yet.
dollars.
But I think that would be pretty funny. So again, it starts off with regular season games. No games are any different. You're going to play at your home. You're going to play away. They just count towards the in-tournament game, right? In-season tournament game. And then the teams with the best record from each group advance, as well as one wild card team from any group within the conference with the next best record. They advance. And then it goes to the knockout round. One game,
the
one
Heat
winner
have to
goes
play
on.
the Bucks and Knicks.
The Heat are
Guys,
definitely
no.
in a tough conference.
The Lakers, I think, are in a tough
Well,
one
here,
too.
let's look it up. I got it pulled up right here. So in the Western Conference, the Lakers have Phoenix, Memphis, Utah, and Portland.
That's easy. Who
Right.
is the hardest? Let's look.
Denver has the Clippers, Pelicans, Mavericks, and
Dallas.
Rockets. And then Group C has Sacramento, Golden State, Minnesota, Oak City, and San Antonio.
I
I think
think Group
Group
B-
C is the hardest group.
Sacramento, Golden State, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Thunder, and San Antonio.
Yeah.
Let's look.
Don't you got the Minnesota? That's the big cat, right?
Yes.
It's the big cat. Who has to play against Steph Curry and Draymond. Who has to
Edwards.
play against Sacramento, who made it to the playoffs for the first time in 15 years?
Yep.
Right? And then it had to play against Oklahoma City, which is your boy Shea
Yeah, I
and
love
Josh
Shea.
Giddey, right?
I don't
And then San Antonio with the potential of Victor Wembanyama being
He's
the
not
next
going to be that
best
good
thing.
his first year.
Probably not, but that's a pretty tough bracket all around.
Yes.
Okay, so the Heat have a pretty good division here, son. They got to play Milwaukee, they got to play New York, they got to play Washington, and they got to play Charlotte. Right? That's not the hardest of divisions. But then Group A, they've got Philly and Cleveland, Atlanta, Indiana, and Detroit. Really, I don't see anyone standing in Philly's way in that.
I don't see anyone standing in Joel Embiid's way.
Yeah, well, he is Philly. As long as he's healthy
He is
during the
Philly.
in-tournament games, I think Philly walks through that. And then Group C
Oh, that
in the
one-
Eastern Conference
bro,
has
Boston-
Boston, Brooklyn, Toronto, Chicago, and Orlando.
That's kind of unfair for like that.
Hey, but Boston's got a fairly new team.
Boston's
They
gonna
lost
run 'em
Marcus Smart. They lost
and they got Kristaps Porzingis.
yeah, Porzingis. That's fine. And who's the other guy they just lost this last week? Brown, right?
Yeah,
Malcolm Brown.
Brogdon.
Malcolm Brogdon. I'm sorry. That's right. Malcolm Brogdon. He's no longer on the team. And who'd they get for him?
I forgot.
Yeah. So I think Boston's got a new. They'll have a new look. Jason Tatum's still going to be Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum
and
with
he's
the
going to kill
bucket.
it, right? But that's it.
Oh, we're 30 minutes in. We don't even have our bad dad joke.
We had a lot of talking so far, son. Okay. So, son, the very last thing that I want to talk about in the hat trick of the week, I kind of kept this a secret from you, okay? Because this is, for me, this is kind of a big deal, right? But today, we're recording this on, what is today? Sunday, July the 9th is the day that we record this episode.
Yep.
And today actually marks 60 days, 60 days before the NFL season starts.
60
In 60 days from today, we're going to be heading to Arrowhead Stadium to watch the Kansas City Chiefs, Clark Hunt, and the Hunt family
That means
drop the Super Bowl banner for the first time at Arrowhead Stadium.
that means fantasy football soon.
That means fantasy
I
football's coming
love
soon.
fantasy football.
But even better than that, son. Even
Football
better than the
is
NFL
life.
debut. Even better than the NFL debut is the fact that college football, go Gators, college football is on its way. 8 weeks. We are 8 weeks away. Less than 8 weeks from college football. Yes. What would you like, son?
The Florida Gators lost Anthony Richardson.
It's always a rebuilding year. Yes, he was an NFL draft pick, but there's new high school. There's coming in and other underclassmen who are going to be stepping up into the leadership role. Okay, No, Florida's not going to win the national championship this year.
Georgia Bulldogs be like.
They lost their entire team.
Oh right, yeah. Stinson Bennett gone.
But we still have
Jalen Carter gone.
We still have Nick Saban in Alabama to worry about.
Oh no, that's not the good.
Mike. Anyway, all right, Ted. So we are
$10.
60 days from the NFL season starting. I'm excited about it, and that means, Ted, that yes, we have to start thinking about fantasy football, right?
I have the
So
first
my
round draft
question,
pick.
Ted, is: are you ready to be a solo manager, not getting any help from Dad, a solo manager of your own team with your own draft picks for this season?
I may have the first round draft pick because I was the worst last year because it was my first ever year. So with my first round draft pick, everyone can hear this because like I have the first. So like,
There's no guarantee that you're going to have the first.
if I don't, it's rigged. So with my first round draft pick, I'm getting Justin Jefferson.
Well, that's a mistake. And that's why Teddy's not going to have his own league by himself.
No, I want Justin Jefferson.
You can have Justin Jefferson.
Period. I don't want a running
You know
back.
who I'm taking my first pick?
Who?
Patrick Mahomes.
You're
You know
not
who
even
I'm
the
taking?
same league as me.
I am in the same. You have the team in my league. It's my league that I let you be a manager of.
No.
Yes.
I get the $200 if I win.
No, that's a separate league that I pay into.
It's still my money.
Ah, get out of here. You're crazy. All right, so fantasy football's coming up. We're going to have our next week episode. Ted, you have homework for next week's episode. Your homework is to get me a fantasy football, and this is going to be over the next at least 4 weeks. We're going to do this at least over the next 4 weeks. Fantasy football outlooks for quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. That's what we need to talk about.
Exactly who I'm going for.
One segment each week is what your homework is. So write it down, put it in your brain, stuff it in your back pocket, and don't forget about it, son. But we're going to be talking fantasy football here over the next 4 weeks, the next 4 episodes, episodes 13 through 17. Teddy and I will be discussing fantasy football and who our top picks are going to be in all of the categories. Be there or be square.
I
Okay,
want Justin Jefferson.
Ted, it's time for my favorite segment of this week, and that's bad dad jokes. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So something you don't know, son, is that way before Dad met Mom, way long time ago,
Yeah.
Daddy worked in a veterinarian's office. Okay.
Nice.
And I
No,
was,
you did.
yeah,
Oh, you
I worked
did?
in the vet's office, and I was helping the doctor because they asked me to come in with this dog who was brought in because it wasn't feeling well. The owner brought the dog in because the dog wasn't feeling well. And I'm sitting there, and I'm holding onto this dog, and there's this stuff all over it, and the doctor's doing the exam, feeling the dog, and everything feels fine. The dog is running a temperature, right? So the dog has like 102-degree temperature, which is really weird for dogs, right? But there's this substance, and the doctor's like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have to ask Mr. So-and-so, what is all of this sticky red and yellow substance on your dog?" And the guy looks at both me and the doctor, and he goes, "Well, I did it. I put it on my dog." And I'm like, "Well, your dog didn't roll
It's
in?"
a
He said, "No,
sticky situation.
I put it on the dog. Everyone knows that you put ketchup and mustard on a hot dog." Ketchup and mustard. It was the temperature.
Hey, Dad, I also have a dad joke.
No, you don't get to
Ready?
being my dad jokes. These are you're not a dad yet.
You
so
get the
can't.
dad joke for the longest joke ever.
Go ahead, let me hear.
No, it was the longest joke ever.
It
Took a million years.
It's a build-up and a story. It's good. It's funny,
It took
isn't it?
a million years. Yes, it is funny.
Thank you. All right.
So bad. Okay, everybody, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, whatever, follow, subscribe, share, comment, like, subscribe, bye.
That was good, buddy. That was really good. All right. So, Ted, let's talk about this real quick. If you want Teddy to have his own fantasy football team, let's get some poll results. It's going to be attached to this podcast, and I want to hear your results. I'm going to ask a question. Whether or not Teddy should have his own paid league fantasy football team, yes or no. Okay? And then we look forward to hearing. We did it. Like Teddy said, like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, all of those good things. Where can you find us, Ted? On what podcast can you find us on?
YouTube,
Uh-huh.
Spotify,
Uh-huh.
iHeartRadio,
Yep.
Insta,
Insta. Well, you can follow our social media on Instagram and Facebook,
and
right?
that's all.
And Instagram and Facebook is Newmans Talk.
Facebook.
We're on Apple,
Apple,
Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon. And then you can also follow us on YouTube. Right? So everyone, thanks for joining us this week. Episode
12.
12?
Yes.
Episode 12. Here we are. We did it, Ted. High five.
Too slow.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. My name is Jim Newman.
And my name is Teddy Newman.
We'll see you real soon.
Bye.